Hello everyone and welcome to the third episode of Spindash Clash. There is notably less of us here today, but that's fine, we roll with the punches. So today there's me, obviously Lemon, your other hosts are Ginger Bob.
Hello.
And pointing out the obvious.
Hey, are we not mentioning the road it took to get here?
Oh, we'll get into that. This is the cursed episode of Spindash Clash, in case you don't know. But obviously, Logan and Jay are missing. Logan had stuff to do with his life. Jay had a problem with his mic, and our guest Sam was going to come on, but he had a problem with his wife. So there you go. I don't even know it, but that's that basically. It's just us three today. Today we are talking about handheld Sonic games.
Yes.
Handheld Sonic games is the topic. No, very similar to favourite handheld Sonic games. Is very similar to favourite Sonic games, but we've run out of ideas on episode 3 already, so we're just going to go with it. Handheld Sonic games. Okay. But before we get into that, I do feel like it actually should be documented on this podcast right now that this episode is fucking cursed. Like the problems we've had getting this episode up, you know, just getting people ready for this episode has been astonishing. I genuinely think it's cursed. The play-by-play of events was we had originally it was all 5 of us plus Sam as our guest. Then Logan said he couldn't do it, so Logan was going to miss this week. That's fine. Then we get to the night, everyone's ready, we all join the call, we're all ready to talk, and then Jay has a problem with his mic, so we spend about half an hour trying to help Jay. Jay tries to get his mic going. Eventually he does find a mic and fixes it. His main mic isn't working, but it was just disgusting. Like, there was too much echoing and stuff, so that couldn't be used. So then Jay dropped out, so it was down to just 4 of us, me, Kendall, Bob and Sam. Then as we're about to go, Bob has to go do something for like 10 minutes, so we all agree, okay, alright, so give it 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes we'll start. Then as Bob comes back, Sam has to go permanently, so we're another person down, it's just us 3. Then when we're finally ready to go, alright, it's just us 3, we start recording, and fucking Kendall's laptop just fucking dies.
It
blows
just
up,
blue
just blue screens.
It just
blue screens, and so this is like the final try right now. Okay, unless if someone gets possessed during the stream or something like that, like we're not doing something like that, so.
It's like we're just gonna have to.
Yeah, handheld Sonic games. Games. I think it's probably best, really, to start off with the Boom games on 3DS. Am I the only one? I think
those are the last handheld Sonic games. If you think about it, there's gonna be no more since handhelds are dead.
Well, the Switch, if you want to go there.
That's a console.
Switch Lite though.
Okay, Switch.
Yeah, but you're not gonna make Switch Lite exclusive games, are they?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
It's a hybrid, isn't it? I know what you mean. Yeah. I agree with you. I'm just trying to get on the technicality.
Sonic Boom was the last Sonic handheld.
Shattered Crystal was fucking awful. Like, I played both. Shattered Crystal was honestly not a good game. The mechanics of the game, like the engine and stuff, the control of the characters felt good, and like the speed of the characters felt good and stuff like that. But the game was locked behind collectibles, and the level design was just like fucking maze-like. It was just disgusting. I think it's one of the worst, some of the worst level design I've ever seen in a Sonic game. Probably worse than the Wii U game, to be honest with you. I genuinely, like, it was just not fun. Just complete maze of, like, it was literally just a maze.
That sounds like my nightmares.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, what are you saying, Bob?
I was going to say, what I gathered from Boom 3DS, well, specifically Shattered Crystal, it was just so bland. And, like, at least Rise of Lyric was actually, just shit.
Yeah.
But, like, Shattered Crystal just was bland, and I don't know if that's the case, because obviously I only played the demo. But, like,
yeah,
that's what I got from it.
There was, like, it was interesting to see this new Sonic Boom world, but, like, they never really delve into it. It was only interesting on surface value. But Fire and Ice came out because the TV show was doing well. Like, originally, Sega, after Sonic Boom flopped, or the games at least. They just wanted to pull the plug on the whole sub-series and just kill it off. But Fire and Ice, the TV show did so well that like it kept the Boom sub-series going on life support for like way longer than it should have. Really,
wasn't it
was
like
surviving
3 years long of an era?
Yeah,
it was like from
So they
2014 to
rehired Sanzaru Games. Yeah, because like while Shattered Crystal, I think that's a worse game than the Wii U one. To be honest with you, being completely honest with you, as much as it was, Shattered Crystal, in my opinion, was the one that was like, okay, but this is clearly fixable. You know what I mean? Like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was like, I finished that game as well. I actually kind of like it in a funny way, but like it's a shit show through and through. You know what I mean? Like
not at the fault of the developers, as we all know.
Yeah, if someone like you know, if you were to use an analogy of like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was like, I don't know, say a room in a house that you want to redecorate. If you're going into Rise of Lyric's room, you've got to fucking pull the whole room out. You've got to fucking pull everything out and start again almost, because there's Sonic Boom is just, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's just there's nothing really kind of like salvageable there because nothing's fleshed out. You know what I mean? The combat's not good enough to be salvageable on its own. The speed sections aren't good enough to be salvageable on its own. There's no aspect of it really that can just be kind of like easily fixed.
Yeah, it's not like with one little fix this game could have been great.
Yeah. But like Shattered Crystal was the lesser of like two evils in that regard, because Shattered Crystal, it was like, I think that's kind of was what's so annoying about the game. It was like the game feels quite good to play. It's quite fast. The graphics are decent. What are you doing? Why is the level design just goes completely against the way the game feels, and the collectibles like in the levels it's just awful. You know what I mean?
Who ever asked for a 2D collectathon?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. But Shattered Sanzaru Games heard that. I mean, it's shocking, really, because is Sanzaru.
They worked on Sly Cooper 4. That's all I know them for.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, which wasn't like. I mean, I know Sly fans are kind of like iffy on that game, but I don't think it wasn't like a fucking abysmal game.
It was something that Sly fans didn't like because of the story more than the actual gameplay. From what I hear,
yeah.
It's kind of like how.
They also remastered the trilogy though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did remaster the trilogy.
I played that on the Vita. I played the trilogy on the Vita, and I enjoyed that. But yeah, like anyway, Fire and Ice came in and they basically fixed every problem there was on Shattered Crystal. The level design is good, it's fun. They added in the fire and ice mechanic, which was not deep, but it was just an extra layer of immersion on the level design, made things a bit more fun. There was no hidden there's no need of collectibles to advance. Like you just advance level to level, and I honestly think it's a bit of an underrated gem of a Sonic game. To be completely honest with you, I feel like the game just no one tried because it was on the 3DS and
the 3DS was dying at the time.
No, I wasn't. No, I swear Fire and Ice came out in like 2016.
It came out in 27. Didn't it come out in like late 2016.
It came out on the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, it came out late 2016, around the time it came out at least around the time of the 25th anniversary parties.
No, 2016 it came out. 27th of September 2016.
Yeah, around the 25th anniversry where they announced Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania. So everyone cared about those two games.
Yeah.
So no one cared.
But I feel like it didn't really do well because of Sonic Boom. Like you had that name, and even though the TV series was doing well, even though the TV series was doing well, like the Sonic Boom name brand on a game is like it's just consumer repellent. That's all it was. So I don't think the game sold particularly well. And I think a lot of people just wouldn't try it because of the Sonic Boom name.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. I mean, I would have avoided it if I didn't just watch a lot of people's videos who were saying, actually, it's not bad.
I was just that much of a Sonic fan. Like, I bought it on day release. Like, I just did. And I was just surprised.
I mean, there's probably a lot of people who didn't watch the TV show because the game was bad.
Yeah. I mean, I can genuinely see myself making a video on it. Not near down the line. You know what I mean? Because I do feel like it's something that is just not really talked about enough. It's not like an exceptional game, but it's just fun, really. The story's not. There's no like deepness to it, really. It is what it is.
It's a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what it was.
It was just a fun game. You know what I mean? It was just a fun game. But Yeah, I thought the Boom game. Not the Boom games. Fire and Ice, little underrated gem, I'd say, on the 3DS.
Yeah,
Fire
fair.
Nice just looked to have a lot more life into it, though. That's
Yeah,
what I gathered
there
from
was
it
there was
again.
there was more character to it. I mean, like the
Yeah.
cutscenes as well. It was like fully animated cutscenes compared to like previously, like they just done like text.
It just
cutscenes,
seemed like more because, like, personally, I don't see Sonic
Yeah.
Boom as like Sonic games, like any of them, because like it's like a Pac-Man Ghostly Adventures. If you remember
Yeah.
that game based
It's
on the
so
show.
different.
Yeah, I
know
understand what
you're
you
on
mean.
about, It's so different. It's almost like
It's-
something else entirely.
Exactly, it just the only
Yeah.
thing that relates to it is a name. So
Yeah.
like with Sonic Boom games, you just didn't see like Sonic games, especially Raz Lyric. That was more of a fucking
Yeah.
The thing is
Ninja
with the
Turtle
Sonic
game.
Boom games, they didn't need to be good Sonic games. They just need to be good games, and they weren't that.
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah.
but like with
And
Fire
I
and
think
Ice,
I think what kind of killed Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, especially before it even got out, was because, like you said, Kendall, they didn't need to be a good Sonic game. It was a sub-series. It just needed to be a good game. And originally they were just making it with that kind of mindset, but Sega was like, no, it needs to be a good Sonic game. It needs to be. Originally, if you look into like the development, it's such an interesting. There's a YouTuber called Stuff We Play. He did a really good video going through the whole development of it. It's so interesting. Originally, the game was going to be so. Like you talk now, Bobby, about how like it's different. It's so far off from a Sonic game. Like you almost class it as a different game entirely. Like originally, it was gonna be so much more.
oh
like,
no,
it was
the
gonna be
concept
so
and all that.
It was gonna be
Sonic
so
Boom as a
far.
whole.
They
Yeah.
had their own
Sega-
lore. They had their own lore
Yeah,
that they were making,
yeah.
and then Sega came in with their mandates and said, "You can't do that."
Sega basically came in and hired Big Red Button and said, "We're giving you the Sonic IP.
Do what you want."
Go nuts."
And then they
Go-
said,
like,
"Never mind."
It's a new series. Do what you want. And then they went actually, and then brought Sonic Team in. And then Sonic Team were very restrictive. Apparently, Sonic Team insisted in like having speed in it and stuff. Just loads of stuff. And then also, Sonic Boom TV show was commissioned. So then they had to modify the game's world. He was like, "Oh yeah, also we're making a TV show out of this. So change everything so it can
and
work
then
in the TV show."
by the way, guess
Like, it was
what?
just-
You're not gonna be on the PS4 and Xbox One anymore.
Yeah. Like honestly.
You're gonna be on the
Sega's
Wii U
stupidity-
because we made a deal with
Sega's
Nintendo.
Stupidity sometimes, yeah.
That-
Sega's stupidity sometimes like amazes me.
Like, I don't know how they made that deal with the Nintendo and then didn't
That was
realize
like
that the people
you
were
could
using
see
a bad engine.
you could see that game was going to be a shit show, a mile off.
Dude, that
You know what I
initial
mean?
trailer was so good, though. That initial trailer looked so good.
Yeah, that was before shit hit the fan.
That was
you know what I mean?
that's
That was
because
when
they
we
were
kinda
running
had
it on a
control.
PC. They weren't running
Yeah.
it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And it looked
Yeah.
good. It looked good.
Yeah,
Like, oh my god.
but yeah, handheld Sonic games. I mean, have any of you played the Game Gear games?
I've
Yeah,
only played Game Gear Sonic
all
1.
of them, if not most of them.
What do you think of the Game Gear games?
They're worse versions of the Genesis games. I
That's
what I
kind of-
have played though is at Sonic at Sage this year there was a remake of Sonic Triple Trouble, and
yeah.
I love it. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
The level design is good. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's representative of the
Have
real
you ever
game.
played the original Triple Trouble?
I plan to, but I haven't yet.
You haven't played
Yeah,
it
it's
yet.
like it's just
Well,
like
the
one of
original
the things.
Triple Trouble and Sonic Chaos, which has also got a remake in Sage from the guy who does Low Poly and Son of a Glitch.
Oh, is it him?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
really?
yeah.
Oh, dang! I didn't know he made
done the
Sonic Fan
Chaos
games.
one. But no, I don't think
Well,
he's got some part of that. That's all I know. But
Oh, I didn't know that.
but the Sonic Chaos and Sonic Triple Trouble to me are the best of the Game Gear lineup.
Because they were made
don't
for
know
the
which
Game
one I
Gear.
prefer. I love the pair of them. They share a lot of similar qualities, but
Yeah.
it's a very
Weirdly, those ones are the ones really where Triple Trouble and Chaos are the ones that I have not played and I want to play them. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, well,
I do want to play them. The ones that I have played is the Sonic 1 Game Gear port and the Sonic 2 Game Gear port.
Which are both bad.
no, they're
I
not.
don't think
Just-
I don't think they are
You
really.
just
I
got.
think
It's like if you're gonna play those versions, you just rather play
I
the
played them
Mega
both.
Drive
To be
version.
fair, I never played them. Well, I mean, I'm just taking them. See what you're doing is comparing them to
I don't
version.
think
I'm
you
just
can
kind of
do
like
that.
I'm just taking them as like what they are. You know what I mean? Like as their own thing. And I mean, I played both of them on the 3DS. I played both of them on the 3DS.
I didn't know they released those on the 3DS. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I played both.
They
on
also,
the 3DS.
another handheld Sonic game in quotes. Tails Adventure is genuinely good.
Yeah, again, I've never. Wait, are you
Is
talking
that
about
the Metroid? Is that the
there's
Metroidvania
two,
one?
that's the
Tails
thing.
Adventure.
Is that the
Adventure.
Metroidvania
Tails
one?
Adventure play like?
That's the Metroidvania one, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a Metroidvania style
Everyone says that
It's-
game is just like a good game.
No, it is. It's one thing
Really?
I love what Tails Adventure did, not just for the fact that like as a kid, because I grew up with all the games on the PS2 Gems collection. I grew up with them, so I got a lot of like nostalgia and stuff to me. But
See, I've got the Gems collection on PS2, and I want to play them, but don't you need to unlock them?
I didn't. Unless
If I remember.
no, you can. I think the only thing you need to unlock stuff is memory card, but again, they're on there.
Right, fair enough.
But my point is, you only need a memory card to unlock Vector Man 1 and 2, but like they're on there default.
Yeah.
But my point is, Tails Adventure. One thing I adored that it didn't use Robotnik or Eggman, whatever the fuck you want to call them. It's they used new enemies, which because it was classic age, obviously didn't have a wider range of cast back then. So they made the Battle Cuckoo Army, which are villains in concept alone I adore. I like this malicious, this massive army of birds. It works so well, but in general, Tails Adventure is just a good game. Tails Sky Patrol, I don't really like it.
Best handheld Sonic game, Sonic Labyrinth.
No.
See, Labyrinth isn't that bad. It's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking terrible. But people go to the extent that it's the worst Sonic game. No, it's not.
I haven't played it, so I can't say it's the worst.
A lot of people, I have heard quite commonly, a lot of people saying it's like the worst Sonic game they've ever played.
Well, a lot of people say that because it's just slow.
It's just really slow, and the thing is, if you're a Sonic fan, you probably don't like slow gameplay. So so slow gameplay sounds like a nightmare.
At least not in a fucking Sonic game.
At least not in a Sonic game.
Yeah.
I think it's just if you just pay no mind to it, it's fine. It's not something like if I pay attention to it, it's pissing me off.
I mean, for me, 3D Blast kind of had that same problem, really. Like, 3D Blast just wasn't fast, I felt.
It was slippery more than fast,
The only time 3D Blast is ever fast is, like, it's completely automated, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, it's not fast, it's just slippery. And when it is, like, slippery fast,
it's horrible when it's
fun,
slippery.
because the isometric view, you can't see, you can barely see in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
But, to be honest, have you guys, have any of you guys played the Advanced Trilogy, like, with any earnest?
I've played all three. I've finished.
I've played all three. Yeah.
Okay.
I played all three, and like it's weird, right? Because it's like I liked every single one of them. I enjoyed my time playing each one. Advance 1, Advance 2. I'd probably say Advance 2 is my favorite. But I genuinely enjoyed all three. But they just didn't like stick. You've got to remember, I never grew up with the advanced games, so like I played these at a later date when I was
they were
older,
a bit outside. Like
you know?
They came out around my age when I was born, but obviously.
Yeah.
I
mean, I was more kind of like I was more DS. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, DS was my first.
Yeah, so which
console
is
to
obviously.
myself.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. So obviously, well, I mean, that feeds into Rush really, but like the advanced games, they were good, but like they didn't stick with me. They were just kind of like fun little distractions, really.
Yeah,
I feel like the levels can be frustrating.
Especially in Advance 1.
Yeah, Advance 1 especially, yeah.
So,
but I do think they are good games.
I did not.
They're great games.
So I didn't play the advanced games until last year, because I just started playing them on an emulator because I realized I could do emulation on my computer. So I have probably the most freshest opinion on the advanced games. And my opinion is Sonic Advance 1 is a good game, like even with its like last levels. Sonic Advance 2 is a good game with bad bosses. And Sonic Advance 3 is the one I have the least experience with. Just because I haven't played past the second stage. But I already know that game, it gets better the more you play it.
See, again, like with 3, I never kind of really delve deep into 3. Like, as in, with the team mechanic. Like, I just stuck to Sonic and Tails and never I never went any further.
Oh,
like,
dude, you're missing out. You're missing out.
I know, but like, I think it's just the way I play games. Really, I just kind of like. I've never, honestly, I have never. I spoke about this in my Project 06 video. I've never been big on side characters, like other Sonic characters in Sonic games, especially in the classics. Like in the 3D games, maybe I can kind of like get behind it a bit, but like in the classics, I never ever. I'm not like dissing any people who do. I've just never really found it appealing to play as Tails or to play as Knuckles. I find Knuckles too slow.
Oh, I hate playing as Knuckles, but I like playing as Tails.
I don't like literally any time I play a classic Sonic game, I will be playing as Sonic. At most, Tails will be behind me. You know what I mean? Like I will never do I will never do a run as Knuckles or Tails and stuff like that.
Does that stick with Mania though?
Like, did you do that with Mania too?
Yeah.
You never played Mighty or Ray?
The only time, actually, no, that's not true. When I bought Mania Plus, that was the first time in a 2D game I really enjoyed playing as all the characters. I enjoyed playing as in Encore mode. I would constantly switch, with the item box. But I did enjoy Mighty. I honestly did.
Oh,
really
Mighty's
enjoy
great,
Mighty.
man.
Oh, Mighty is like my favorite
enjoyed
character.
Ray. I loved Ray's gliding ability. I really did like Ray.
Super Mario Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just the cape feather.
I suppose in that regard. I do like those kind of characters. The only other kind of, but like, I mean, that's kind of like, even in the 3D games, really, like Adventure 1 and 2. To be fair, I actually quite like the treasure hunting stages, but like the mech stages, I'm not a big fan of. And that was kind of like, but Tails, I have never really been like, oh yes, Tails.
Not even in Adventure 1.
So many people like to. He was okay. I'd probably say I'd honestly probably say if we had to look at every character in SA1 aside from Sonic and which was the best, I would say Tails. But I still don't think he holds a candle to Sonic. If I could swap out Tails for more Sonic levels, I would. If that shows anything. But like that's why in Project 06 it amazed me, because for the first time, it's something I can't really describe unless you've played it. Like, Tails just is so good on it. He just feels so good and works so well with the level design. Like, I actually, that was the first time, and I never thought I would ever do this. I downloaded a mod that allowed me to play as like other characters in Sonic levels. Like I could play as Tails, so full Sonic levels, and like I would have never usually done that, really, So I do think, again, I'm not even talking about handheld games now, but like I do think.
No, we're talking about Advance 3.
Yeah, I my point is I never really kind of delved out in Advance 3 with the other characters.
I think if you ever go back to it, you should, because that's like most of the game's character depth.
I mean, I played
you get
them on a Game Boy as well.
Because you get new moves depending on your combination of characters.
Did any of you ever play Sonic Battle?
No, it's one I have not played.
That is the one that is sitting on my computer, but like I played it for like a minute. I played it for like a minute, and that's about it.
I just did not like it that much. I kind of liked the style of it, and I loved the art style that it had.
I like the story,
the music, and the theming, and I like this. Yeah, so do I. I like the story. I love the connection to Advance 3, but gameplay wise, I just didn't find it that fun.
It's obviously always going to be the second best Sonic fighting game. That's just the fuck.
Because there's only like two.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how good the first one is. You're never going to top that.
Yeah, no, Sonic the Fighters is like an actual arcade fighting game.
And it's fucking class.
Yeah.
As we all know.
Yeah.
Best game.
But I mean, I suppose you want to kind of getting further into linking back to the next kind of games. I did enjoy playing as Blaze. Sonic.
Oh, Blaze is, in my opinion, the best character addition the Sonic franchise has had since. I think she's been the last good Sonic character addition, personally.
Has there even been any news?
Silver was after her.
Oh yeah, Silver. I think Silver was a good character addition.
I think Silver's a good character.
No, I mean, what I mean is like
a shit game. But I think,
in
terms of gameplay,
the thing is with Silver,
actually, I feel like, Silver's gameplay was shit, but like I don't think like the idea is flawed. Cause
the idea is not flawed.
It's just Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
In Project 06, he works great. I like
but
Silver.
The thing is with Silver, that it's like why the thing that's odd about him. He's a character who they introduced that they wanted to make a mainstay character. He's like one of the 3 hedgehogs, like 3 main guys. But the thing is, he kinda doesn't have a reason to ever be in any of the main games, because the only reason why he would be back in the past is to fix the future. That's his character motivation.
Well,
so they have to keep ruining the future.
I saw a theory that after 06, Silver was basically just kind of kind of outside of a timeline. He was just kind of in this weird limbo place where he didn't really have a timeline anymore, and he could just kind of.
Too bad Sonic Rivals disproves that theory.
Yeah.
The Rivals were before 06, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, Rivals came out the year of 06.
Literally just before.
Oh yeah, it came out before.
Canonically though, it's
after 06 though.
It's after 06, I'm pretty sure. So what is the story? Why is Silver there in 06? Did they even bother to explain that?
In Rivals, basically, Iblis exists again for some reason, but the thing is, it's different from the reason.
It's not Iblis, it's Ifrit.
Oh yeah, Ifrit, not Iblis. I'm dumb.
I'm looking up at the plot.
I'm dumb. I said the wrong name. But
no,
when a mysterious Onyx Island appears out of nowhere, you confront Dr. Eggman, who reveals his latest device, a camera which can turn people and things into cards. Having already done so to Amy, he turns Tails into a card. Yes, I remember this. Angry at Eggman for using his device on the Master Emerald as well, Eggman announces his plan to conquer the world by turning everything to cards, challenging Sonic and Knuckles to stop him as he flees. The 2 heroes both set out independently to stop his plan. Elsewhere, Shadow receives a distress signal from Eggman, but upon finding him, the Doctor denies sending one. He later receives a communication from Rouge warning him she has stumbled upon a dangerous secret about Eggman, but she is turned into a card before she can continue. Suddenly, Silver appears from the future and tells Shadow he needs to get to Eggman first. After numerous conflicts, the heroes discover Eggman has been imprisoned in a card before everything began, and that the Eggman the heroes have been interacting with is Eggman Nega in disguise. Nega is revealed to have travelled back from the future, plotting to use the camera to remove Eggman's failed schemes from existence and rewrite their family's history, with Onyx Island being a future version of Angel Island he brought back to further his plan. His ruse exposed, Nega escapes into space, planning to use his camera to turn the whole planet into a card. The heroes rescue Tails and the real Eggman, who aid them in reaching Nega's space station to stop his plan. After a final battle with the heroes, he's defeated and the cards are restored. And Silver takes Onyx Island and Nega's card with him back to the future. What the fuck? That is fucking messed up.
You said what?
Eggman.
So there's 2
Nega,
Eggman Negas. There's an Eggman Nega in Blaze's dimension, and there's an Eggman Nega in the future, just like there's 2 Blazes.
So why even call him? Why call him Eggman? That is so confusing. So we've got Eggman, and then in another dimension,
everyone says Sonic forces
time,
ruin the continuity.
This isn't in the. I know we shouldn't be looking into this really because it's just an absolute shit show. But you've got Sonic with Eggman. Then in an alternate dimension, but on the same time, you've got Eggman Nega in Blaze's dimension, and then in another separate dimension in the future, you've got Eggman and another Eggman Nega. What the fuck? Is it not? Jesus.
Yes.
So much you can tell the excuses for so much of the Sonic franchise canon.
It's kind of like how Knuckles has to be in every game.
So much of the canon is just excuses. It's not actually thought out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like
It's not like when they wrote Sonic Rivals, they were thinking, okay, this is from a different dimension. It's what happened was they get questioned on it when it comes out, and they're like, oh shit, yeah, he's from a different. You know what I mean? So much of the Sonic canon is literally just that. Like I remember once, someone asked on a live panel to Takashi Iizuka why in Shadow the Hedgehog the full moon is visible.
They fixed that.
They fixed that. He blew up the moon. Well, his excuse was the moon was at a different angle, even though that's impossible. That doesn't happen. That's impossible. So again, you know what I mean? And like so much stuff has been changed. Like in Sonic Forces, you know, the world was changed, and the world looks nothing like it did in Unleashed. And people were like,
they have to be on Sonic's world because you know there is the
and then
human
you're like,
world.
oh no, there's two worlds. You know what I mean? Even though that was never kind of addressed before, but it's just, I don't know.
Apparently, after Sonic Generations, they made a new Sonic Bible, and that's where the two worlds thing came from. Because it's not a theory. I think it's in the Sonic Bible.
Really?
Like,
oh, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it was like after Generations. That's when they rewrote the Sonic Bible. And that's when Lost World and...
So, did any of you, staying on Rush, did any of you play Sonic Rush Adventure?
I played it, I just didn't get into it as much as Rush 1. Obviously.
Could you not? Did you finish it?
No, I've never finished it to this day, actually.
I have never played it. I opened it up to see if it worked on my emulator, and then I never actually decided to play because I still haven't beaten Sonic Rush.
I honestly think Rush Adventure is a great game. Rush Adventure was the one that I originally, like, on my DS I had like New Super Mario Bros. Sorry, and then I got one of those cards, illegal cards, you know, with like 15 games on one. My uncle did that for me when I was younger, and the Sonic games on that were Sonic Chronicles,
what a game,
and Sonic Rush Adventure, and I got decently far in. I only got to like Mechanical Foundry and Rush Adventure when I was younger, because like I couldn't understand it. It was just too complex, you know what I mean? And then obviously I got Rush and played Rush, and I loved Rush. Like I finished Rush, and then when I was slightly older, I came back to Rush Adventure, and then once I was just a bit older, I finished Rush Adventure, and then again I played it through, like, not recently but like the other year again. And I think Rush Adventure is great. I honestly do. It feels so much more. Again,
I understand why people dislike it, though.
It's clear. I feel like I kind of like just don't mind this in Sonic games. Like Sonic Unleashed is full of padding.
Yeah.
Like the hub worlds, the medal collecting. It's full of padding, but I don't mind that. I quite like that, and it makes the game feel so much bigger than it is, and so much grander. And Sonic Rush Adventure was I had that same kind of vibe. Like it was full of padding, the racing, you know, the traveling to the islands and stuff like that, the collecting the collecting the gems and stuff. But I still just found it fun, and I just liked doing it. It made it feel so much more satisfying for me when I discovered a new island, like when I discovered Mechanical Foundry or whatever it's called. When I actually I gathered the materials, and like we sailed there, and I see the new island and stuff. That was so much more satisfying and felt so much more important than just like, oh, next level, next zone, move across to the next thing.
I just feel bad for the kids.
I can see.
I feel bad for the kids
see why people
who
don't like
are playing that game. Like, isn't the gems handed out to you through ranking? Like, how good you did in the level?
The gems are... To be fair, the gems, it's not an issue in kind of like Unleashed, like you need to find them, because you can just keep replaying the levels and you'll get the gems. All it basically means is you've got to replay levels. That's what the gems mean. Like I feel like people word it out like it's a harder thing than it is, but like at the end of the day, people generally say Rush is better than Rush Adventure, which I kind of agree on, to be honest. I think I've got a bit of nostalgia for Rush Adventure, but like what people basically do agree on is that like the Rush Adventure's not a bad game. People agree. The best part of Rush Adventure is the boost levels. I'm sure Bobby, even you would agree on that. The best part of Rush Adventure is the levels that are like from Rush.
Oh yeah, well that's just more Sonic Rush, isn't it? That's never gonna be a bad thing.
Like that's kind of like why for me, I can understand the sailing and the finding the new islands. I can understand if you don't like that, but when people say, oh, it's hidden behind, you've got to get the gems. Well, I mean, you said yourself the best part of the game is the action stages, the levels. You said yourself that's the best part. So is it really that bad to like have to replay?
I think
them?
some people just aren't people who like to replay games. Like for me, when I'm playing a game, I replay stages before I beat the game. That's just the type of person I am. Like, sometimes I'll go like, I want to go back to that level. So I do. So for me, when a game requires me to play stages over and over again, like in Sonic Heroes or Sonic Rush Adventure, it doesn't bother me because I was going to do that anyway. So you're just making me actually get something for doing it. But some people just like... Because the thing is, most people, it feels like, don't replay video games. They kind of play a game one time, and they want to be done with it and move on to a next experience, not keep reliving the same experience over and over and over again.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think it's just a different, it's in mentality more than anything else. Yeah. And reviewers, they play a lot of games. Reviewers play multiple games all the time. So yeah, if you're a reviewer, you're probably more likely to not want to replay stuff because you just want to finish the thing.
Yeah.
So that's why they like experiences.
Did any of you play Sonic Colors, DS?
Yes, that was my childhood. That was my childhood.
I think that was such a good game for like the Rush engine and like gameplay style to go, and like Sonic on DS to go out on. Really,
it was just a great game.
And I'm so glad they added. I'm so glad they added all the modern moves like the stomp. The homing attack actually works.
I genuinely...
The homing attack's in Rush?
It's in Rush and Rush Adventure.
It's not as fleshed out, though. It's clear. It's like a second thought, but it is in Rush.
Yeah, it is there.
I do think, though, Colors. I think Colors DS stands up to the console game. I think it's just as good as a console game.
I think it's
better.
It's
a different type of game.
I prefer it,
honestly. But I don't. I'd probably say I prefer the 3D one, but I do think it's just as good. Like, I think you buy Sonic Colors on DS, or Sonic Rush, even Sonic Rush Adventure, if you go from any of the games that are like Sonic Rush 1 and 2, and then Colors, which some would say is Rush 3, it's on the Rush engine. You buy any of those Rush games, I think you're getting some serious, solid 2D.
Now the real question is, why wasn't Sonic Unleashed on the DS? Like, can anyone explain that to me?
I don't know. Yeah, the real question, to be honest, what I think is more of a missed potential, really, is why isn't Sonic Unleashed on the PSP? Because it was practically on the PSP. It was on PS2.
Mm-hmm. The reason it wasn't on a PSP was because no one had one.
I had a PSP.
What?
2008, the PSP sold really well.
I had like 5 PSPs. I broke them all the same way.
I had like 2. No, the PSP was sold
I didn't know
PSP
anyone when I was a kid who had a PSP.
Maybe it was an area thing, but round here I can say quite a lot of people had PSPs.
I think it was more. Maybe it was a UK thing, but here in America, I don't know anyone who had a PSP.
I mean, it did sell well in America.
It sold well, but it didn't sell.
Probably might just be a UK thing though, because like Sony's just always sold well over here.
It's like the thing is, it sold well.
The PSP did do very well in America.
It sold. The thing is with the PSP.
Maybe it's more specific to your area, Kendall.
Maybe.
You know what I mean, like round.
But like the thing is, the PSP, I know it sold well, but everybody had a DS. Some people had a PSP.
Yeah, I'm more talk about like why Unleashed should have been on PSP. To be honest. Is because
I think they had the rivals.
It was literally there, like because the thing is, if you wanted a port of Unleashed on DS, so you've got the console game, which was super expensive to make. Then they hired Dimps, who were used to make the handheld.
But then they made them make the Wii game,
PS2 and Wii. So then you've got that's 2 development studios. Sega's funding now to make this game, and then like you want another development studio to make it again.
I mean, well, they made a mobile port.
Yeah, but like that's super cheap. You know what I mean? Like a DS, it's got to have high production.
I mean, they just could have just made some of the levels and then just used the Sonic Rush engine.
I think
because they already had the engine. And
a PSP is practically a portable PS2. Like it's practically that's practically what it is. It's power wise, and like I've got Sonic Unleashed on PS2. I've played it, and like that game could definitely run on a PSP. In fact, Sonic fan community, make that happen.
Let's port it to the PSP.
Sonic PS2 on PSP. That would be fucking cool.
Around 2008, couldn't it be argued that the PSP was dead?
The PSP. It wasn't dead in 2008 because Sega obviously did it.
PSP was kind of
because Sonic Rivals
2008.
Because Sonic Rivals 2 came out.
Sonic Rivals 2 2007.
Yeah.
And the PSP.
Yeah, Sonic Rivals 2.
The PSP wasn't discontinued until something like 2014. It was discontinued.
Honestly, that whole time
lifespan.
The PSP.
2004 to 2014. Like 2008. That's like 4 years. Why did I have to count that? That's like 4 years into its lifespan. It was doing well. The PSP was still a popular choice. I'd argue,
the thing is, over here in America, we like at least here in America anyway, when I hear people talk about the PSP, they usually go like, it's a great console, it was a great handheld, it was better than the DS, but nobody had it unless you loved RPGs, because that's where it was, because that's why Mega Man Powered Up didn't do well. That's why that Mega Man X remake didn't do well. Those games didn't do well because they were on the PSP.
I understand. I do think though, like, Sonic Unleashed on PS2 was such a missed opportunity. Like, in fact, that's why so many people call Unleashed the PS2 version, the handheld version of Unleashed, because it's like it's a downgraded
Wii port. It's a downgraded Wii port, because the PS2 wasn't that powerful of a console, like, because the Xbox and the GameCube both outclassed it. So the Wii definitely outclassed the PS2.
Oh yeah. It was.
It's just the console that everybody had.
No, the Xbox was more powerful than the Wii.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But like it was. Point is, I agree with you. Like the PS2 was underpowered. It's from like the year
2000. It came out 2000 or 2001.
It's old hardware at that point in time. But like. So the PSP, it could have been done. I think Sonic Unleashed on PSP would have been fucking cool. I really do.
It would just have to be
just on the PSP still.
But I think because, but the thing is, I think because Sonic Unleashed for the PS2 was a downgraded port of a Wii version, I think it couldn't have been downgraded again for the PSP.
I don't think it would have been needed to be downgraded for the PSP. The PSP was practically a PS2 in your pocket. Like, it really was. It was very close to a PS2.
Yeah.
Not much would need to have been done at all for it to run on.
It might have been a hardware thing, considering Sega wanted that game.
What were you going to say then, Bobby? What were you going to say? Staying on PSP.
Yeah, while we're on just PSP with Sonic Rivals 2, as I briefly mentioned, that game is just it's such a league ahead of Sonic Rivals 1. But
it's
really good. But also
again, I played both Rivals 1 and 2. I don't have any nostalgia to these.
I have a lot of nostalgia to them.
I don't, especially. Because I was on the DS. Like, I did have a PSP.
I have both, mate. Yeah.
But I didn't have Sonic. I didn't have the Sonic games on it. But when I got a PS Vita a couple of years ago, they were both available on the store as PSP games. So I downloaded both and I played through both. And just like Advance, I enjoyed them, but like they never really stuck with me. But like this video's inspired me, so I'm not even lying. Like once this podcast's done, I'm gonna charge my Vita. I'm gonna play through them both again and see what I think.
The thing. I actually have a funny story. I actually have a funny story discussing Sonic Rivals.
Well, hold on. What were you gonna say then?
Yeah, Bob. What were you gonna say?
I think with Rivals, if you don't play them as a kid, and you don't have a lot of nostalgia towards them, you won't have like any. You won't notice them. They're just there. You know what I mean? There's no difference.
I like Sonic Rivals 1.
Both of them are just like alright. Like they didn't set.
If you review one, they review the other. Yeah, it's the Rivals games are purely nostalgia. That's the only reason they have relevance, because they're rubber bandy as fuck.
I mean, I am nostalgic for like that 2000 style Sonic. Like
100%.
Even though I'm not nostalgic directly for the game, like I'm nostalgic for the art style,
the era and stuff,
the voices, stuff like that.
Sonic Rivals 2 is fully voice acting.
Yeah,
it's
fully
fucking great voice acting.
Yeah.
It's just while I'm on it, just what I wanted to say originally is the main theme for Sonic Rivals 2, Race to Win. It's one of the most underrated Sonic songs I've ever seen.
It's almost
brilliant.
It almost saddens me that it's only like a minute long.
The thing is,
it loops really easily.
What I do in Sonic Generations, even before I played Sonic Rivals 2. I still haven't, but like before I even really knew it was from the Rivals games, I put Race to Win in Green Hill all the time.
The unlockable song.
Race to Win's great.
But I actually have a funny story about Sonic Rivals. So the thing is, like, what you said reminded me of it. So like the thing is, they were selling it as a PSP game. Thing is, I had a PS3. All right. Not a PS Vita.
I know what you're gonna say. I've done the exact same. I did the exact same thing.
And they said that it was
Sonic Rivals to play on PS3, then open it and it goes, you need a PSP.
I was so mad.
I literally did the exact same thing.
I'm like, that's why I was like, in the future, if I ever pirate this, I don't feel bad because I gave them money and I'm not allowed to play the game. This is dumb.
I was so like, I think that was a shitty thing to do. Really, like, why put it on the PS3? Why? I mean, I know it.
I think it might have been a sharing account thing, like.
It will have been, and it will have said for PSP only. But like,
it's like a Nintendo.
As
a kid, you don't know that when it says PSP, it means PSP only. I just thought it meant it was a PSP game.
Yeah, I'm just like Sonic.
But I bought Sonic Rivals and I was like, bruh, if I pirate this game, I don't feel bad. I paid for it.
I didn't really kind of like. I just had. It's weird when you look. I mean, when you talk about like Sonic games from your childhood. I know it's a bit off topic, but I just find it interesting, really, because like, as a kid, like right now, as like adults, you look at like the Sonic franchise and kind of like. You go through it logically. Alright, I played these. This is the next game coming. I'll play that. This is the next game coming. I'll play that. Maybe I'll go back and play these. You understand the logical order of the games, like in way they came out and stuff like that. But like as a kid, when Bob, you, Logan, Jay, Sam, even though he's quite a bit older than us, like it's interesting to see because as a kid, to be fair, maybe less for Sam because like when he was younger, like Sonic games were literally just coming out. It was just like they were going in order. But like when we're younger, it was literally like the group of Sonic games we all played. It's just like literally it's luck of the draw because it was like anything that had Sonic on, it was just kind of like that. You know what I mean? There was no kind of like, oh, like we'll go in order. Like I had Sonic Adventure 1 DX because I saw it on the PlayStation Store on PS3 and bought that. I had Sonic 4 Episode 1 and I had Sonic Unleashed. Like there was no kind of selection to it. It's just whatever the first thing you see with Sonic on, you just get. I also had Black Knight and stuff. You just get. It's weird, isn't it? You've got this random selection of games, and I think our generation of Sonic fans, I'd say we're the Dark Age generation, because we grew up on the Dark Age.
Even though I came in
because
on the end, I still count myself as a Dark Age kid. Because that's where most of my backlog lied.
Yeah, I was just before Dark Age, so I had to grow with the Dark Age.
Yeah.
But Dark Age.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Really, like I grew up with the Dark Age. Really.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Though. A lot of Sonic fans can say like all the time, don't they?
Yeah, if the Dark Age started with like 06,
it starts. I say it starts with
like,
Shadow. I say it starts with Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow. Like
yeah,
I kind of grew.
Just before,
like I was before that, and grew up with it. I'm the same as you. And you, Kendall.
I came in late. I came into the Sonic fandom around 2009, and my first real Sonic game was Sonic Rush.
I mean, my point is because we grew up in the Dark Age. And the Dark Age, as much as like the quality was varying, there were so many games in the Dark Age with so many different types of games and spin-offs. I feel like our generation of Sonic fan, really, this like the cesspool of games we've played is like so random compared to other things. Like old classic fans, it's like okay, Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, maybe Spinball,
or maybe
if you're
CD.
Lucky, maybe CD. You know what I mean? Or if you want to go meta fan, it's like okay, Colors. Generations, Lost World, stuff like that. Maybe the racing games, but us, it's like fucking hell. It's like anything. It's like it could be. We've got the one where he's got a sword, then the one where he runs forward and you can't stop him. Then when he turns into a werewolf, then the one on PSP, then the one on DS, then the one on DS when you have boats. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just crazy.
Like every like the thing is with Sonic, because there's so many games and like they're so random. It's like almost every Sonic game can be someo's first Sonic game, despite the quality.
Well, that's the issue. I almost
forgot. And we did say we would mention this. We did say we wouldn't mention this because since we are on Sonic Rivals, Logan, who can't be here today, did want us to mention that Sonic Rivals is one of his. I don't know if it's his exact favorite. Did he say
it was like his? He said that
he just said he wanted to talk about Sonic Rivals. So let it be known, LogiARPlayz enjoys the
fucking loves Sonic Rivals.
Yes.
He adores it. It's his favorite game of all time. Don't let him forget it. It's his favorite. He can't outlive it.
Every game Logan has is just
Sonic Rivals.
Of Sonic Rivals.
No, he wakes up and realizes, oh shit, it's not Sonic Rivals, and then just doesn't want to do
We're Sonic Rivals 3. We're Sonic Rivals 3.
Most people keep a cricket bat by their bed in case of an intruder. Logan keeps a copy of Sonic Rivals 2, and like if an intruder intruder comes in, he just takes the UMD and throws it like a throwing knife.
To be fair, I think
That's
we
to
all
kill
do
the
that
person.
though.
Yeah, to be fair.
But with the thing is, that's why I get. But like back to the multiple, so many Sonic games. It's like that's why I'm like. People are like, man, remember back in the dark age where there was like 7 Sonic games came out in 1 year? And it's like, yeah, that was bad because there were too many Sonic games. The market was overloaded. There's a reason why a lot of those games are delisted. It's because half of them technically weren't worth keeping around. And then the other half, while good, there's some of them are just so weird and out there.
I feel like there is a middle ground between it. I feel like, yeah, in the dark age, it was almost like this sense of panic.
We need a Sonic game.
Sonic anymore. Let's make as many fucking Sonic games as we can, and
It was
try
just
as many
because
different things as we can.
Sonic X was such a huge hit.
Yeah, because it was kind of like they did panic and be like, well, if you throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick. You know what I mean? So there was that aspect to it, and some stuff did stick because some stuff was good. But then alternatively, you've got like now where things are like we barely get anything. I think there's a middle ground. I think
the best balance was 2010 to
Sonic
2013.
Considering Sonic is Sega's flagship franchise, Sega would be very... I don't even know if they'd still be around. They would very likely be in a much worse position if Sonic didn't exist now, considering like how it turned out for them with the ending of the console, dropping out the console market and stuff like that. Considering it's their flagship best-selling franchise, one of the best-selling franchises of all time, one of the most recognisable.
I'd argue the most important franchise in all of gaming. I'd argue that.
Next to
One
Mario
of the most recognisable.
and
I'd
Devil
say the
May
only
Cry
person more
and-
recognisable than Sonic is Mario.
Oh no, I'd argue Mario.
I think it's shocking how little money they put into it right now. I mean, they put money into it, but considering the size of the franchise,
I mean,
and the size of the
you
fan
know,
base, and Sega's doing well now. I know they're a smaller company, but they're doing very well. I think it's genuinely
I think they do
the
put money
franchise
into
more
the
money.
franchise
Like,
though, because the thing is, they let Sonic Team create an engine again. Only a few years after they created the last expensive because engines are expensive. Creating an engine
are expensive, but
that's
it
like
wasn't
the most
built from the start up. It was built off
Yeah,
Sonic
it was
Lost
built
Worlds,
off-
and
it was built off of Sonic Lost World, but it was still a brand new engine that took them forever to make. That's time and money.
Yeah, they did do that. Yeah, they did do that, but it was like they wouldn't let them have the cake and eat it. It was like, all right, you can make this new engine, but then when it comes time to make the game, the budget is going to be very low. The game's going to be a budget game. It's going to be selling for 30 quid. So like, while they did let them make that engine, Sonic Forces feels very cheap because
it is very
the
cheap.
budget was just not. It is cheap, you know what I
mean,
mean?
you get
the
what you
game's
pay
sold
for.
cheap because it is cheap.
You get what you pay
Team Sonic
for.
Racing though, cheap. You know, like
Team Sonic Racing, you can't really.
The
give
thing
flack
is,
for,
I think
though.
all the
It's a-
racing games weren't all the racing games under $60.
Content wise,
Like weren't all the racing games under $60?
I don't know. I swear Transformed was like 50, which is
Transformed
which
is
is
a
your
bit more
60.
expensive, I'm sure. Yeah.
Transformed was
maybe.
full price. I'm sure it was.
I don't think
I
I
know
bought it
where
for
they
full
used to be.
I don't think I
Sonic
bought it
games
for full
used to
price.
be full price.
I don't think
yeah,
I
they
bought
did.
Sonic Transform for full price.
No, but
and
like
I bought
at
it right
launch,
after
I'm
it came
sure
out.
it was meant to be.
Well, again, I think
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't
just to
think
combat
it was.
this, because I think this like topic of all like the Sega stuff could just be. We could talk about that next time. I think.
yeah,
Because I don't
maybe.
want to drag this on because we've just drifted away from Handheld. But just to give my 2 cents on it, dead quick. I think the main reason why Sega don't put money into the Sonic games as much as they should anyway is because the last time they really did that, it was Unleashed, and you forget Unleashed didn't do the greatest in terms of critical reception when it came out.
No,
Critical
it didn't.
reception. That's why I think
Yeah.
Sonic Team
And the
doesn't
thing
do this.
also,
Sega doesn't do this. And
I
that's why people look
See,
back at Unleashed so fondly today. Not because I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just think that people look so fondly on Unleashed, especially now with rose tinted glasses. It's because it's the last true Sonic game to have a proper budget.
I agree. I agree with your print. Like, just kind of last thing to finish up on. I agree with your principle on that, but I don't
agree with that. But that's
no. I mean like what you're saying, like what happened. Like I kind of agree with it and kind of don't. I think Unleashed is responsible for the lack of passion in future Sonic games because clearly
as well,
they poured their heart out, and basically it was unanimously said when it came out, that fucking sucks. You know what I mean? In terms of money though, like I think I would argue a company is more concerned about sales than critical reception.
But the thing is, Unleashed
well. It went platinum.
The thing is, but with how much money they put into Unleashed and how much effort they put into Unleashed, it just sold just as well as Sonic 06.
They really banged.
Like it didn't sell any better than the last Sonic games.
I do think this is something we should probably
we should probably
we definitely.
One last thing before we close up on the handhelds. How many of you played the racing games on handheld? Like Sonic All-Stars Racing?
I played All-Stars Racing on DS.
I played All-Stars Racing on DS, it was good, and I played Transformed Racing on PS Vita, it was very good. And then played it on 3DS as well, it was good, but not as good as the Vita version.
But like,
not much to say about that, really.
I played Sonic All-Stars Racing not Transformed. The original one for DS was my life, and the thing is, guess what happened to it? You'll never guess. So I loaned it to a friend. All right, I loaned it to a friend. Then he left it in his car, and then it got vacuumed.
Is this on 3DS?
I got I'm talking about the original DS Sonic All-Stars Racing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I lent it to him, and then it got vacuumed in the car. And then I never saw that game again. And that was like my main squeeze Sonic game for like that wasn't Sonic Generations for a long time because all my Sonic games got stolen. So like I
briefly want to say like we are literally done, but I just want to note, just take it off that I've mentioned it. Sonic Generations 3DS, pretty good.
Oh yeah, I need to play it when there's I need to play it. I'll either get the 3DS version or emulate it at some point.
Yeah.
But like I think the hand
is probably a good.
I think like final review over all the Sonic handhelds game. I think Sonic had a very good handheld career. You know.
So do I. I think Sonic handheld has been very good. Really.
I think it's definitely been more It's been the most consistent.
The only time I feel it really kind of went haywire was with Boom of Shattered Crystal. Oh yeah, Sonic Lost Worlds 3DS, I quite enjoy that as well. I know a lot of people don't say they do, but I quite enjoy it. I think we probably should leave it here because
we were talking about some intense stuff.
This is the episode with the least people, and it's still been the longest
one. So we found a way. I told you. Even though there's less people, we were gonna find a way to make it super long.
But next week, obviously, we are aiming to get episodes out weekly. So thank you for continuing to watch the podcast if you have done. Make sure to check out me pointing out the obvious, and Ginger Bob, as well as
don't check out the others if they can't.
No,
don't check out the others.
If they can't make it, go find them and unsubscribe. But this isn't a common thing. Next week it should be all of us. We should be all back to normal. So yeah, obviously I think this was a much less hectic episode. Not in a good, just a much more slower paced episode considering there's only 3 of us. But
the episode for Sonic Labyrinth was the slowest episode. Who would have thought?
Make sure to subscribe to the Spindash Clash and hit the notification icon so that you can get future updates when we do release episodes. We are aiming, like I said before, every week should be coming around up. Thursday is when we're generally saying rule of thumb right now. Is that right? Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday is when we record, and the episode might be up that Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
If the episode's not up on Thursday, or you get your episode free.
You get your episode free. Wait.
File corrupted.
We weren't being paid in the first place.
Alright, okay, so yeah. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification icon, and obviously check out all your hosts. See what other stuff they're doing. And I suppose this is the end of it.
Alright.
Take care.
See you next time, guys.
See you later.